Whoa, yeah. I like giving a little yeah in the beginning. And then I realized that you listen to this every week, so I hope you like the yeah, the karate. These are the paying sponsors for the show. If you'd like to be a paying sponsor for the show, you can email me at neveragainstudio@gmail.com. I have information I can send over to you. But these are all my friends, family, your family when you're involved here. Very fast and furious. But you can contact me and you can become a part of the show. And they keep the lights on. So I appreciate all of the sponsors that mess with the show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Contact me if you'd like to be a sponsor. Influencer, TikToker, entrepreneur, OnlyFanser. At this point, I'm just adding ERs. Show stalker, Gypsy Sister Kelly Lynn. She's sponsoring the show. And all you little boys who hit me up in my DMs, look at that, man. She's in a bikini. Go pay for it. Go pay for it. Go over to her Instagram. You want to know what Kelly's doing? Guys and girls, because girls, you can learn what she's doing. She's making a lot of money. You go over to @theGypsySister. You click on the link in her bio. After you look at all her pictures, a lot of good content. She's putting out content. She's an influencer. She's crushing TikTok. So you get into that Instagram, and then you click on it. And then you got your links. You got all your links now. You can see everything she's doing. Everything. She's doing merch. She'll pick up a shirt or a pillow. You want to sleep next to her? That's what I do. I got 6 of them in my bed. TikToker. You want to see her dance a little bit? See her dance on the railroad? Go there. She's an entrepreneur, an influencer, a TikToker. We're doing a podcast together. She's got a webpage coming. Should have asked me to do it. It'd be done. And she's a counselor. Girls, you want to learn how to do what she's doing? Go check it out. All information is at Gypsy Sister on Instagram. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for finally taking the step towards OnlyFans. And you can go check it out, guys. Get out of my DMs and get into hers. Thank you, Kelly. Finishers MMA, finishersmma.com, @finishers. That's how you find them on social media. These guys have a show with us every Monday called Now We Go. You can check it out. Zach, JM, Thor, Grace, there's too many to name that come out of that school, and they are killers in the game. They are the biggest MMA jiu-jitsu school in the area, and they are owning the East Coast. You can contact them at 610-438-0746. Ask for Andrew. They are at 3761 Nicholas Street in Easton, PA. They have 2 locations as of now, Bethlehem and Allentown. They are growing into 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say they are taking over, but they already have. Check them out on all of their social media. They are awesome to follow. And if you're looking to get in shape, you're looking to choke people, you're looking to do anything at all to better your life, finishersmma.com. AllValleyRooter.net. That's not how you pronounce it all the time. I just say it that way. All Valley Rooter, Jared LaBarba. He is my plumber. He's the show's plumber. I'm getting him plumbing business all over, and I love that he is getting what he wants. He has 24-hour emergency service. He is certified, insured, and professional. You can follow him at All Valley Rooter. He's on social media, and you can find his information at allvalleyrooter.net. Jared came down over the weekend and he fixed a problem down here. He's super professional. I love him as a person. I love his business. He grew it and he's doing his own thing. It's allvalleyrooter.net. It's 24-hour professional plumbing services. He can help you out with everything you need. It's 610-762-1656. He's certified, insured, and professional. Do not be afraid to contact him for any of your plumbing needs. Support Jared. Jared supports us. Luke Delmeyer Handmade Custom Knives. I love Luke. It's lukedelmeyer.com. He's a farrier, a bladesmith, and a blacksmith. He has custom knives, and the best part about it is you can take classes to make them. So not only can you take a class to learn how to make knives, at the end of the class, you get that knife. We're working on a project together. He started recently getting into chef knives, so he's starting to make chef knives. He makes hunting knives. He can make any of your needs as far as blacksmithing. That's at Luke Delmeyer on Instagram. That is the best way to follow him. You can see all the stuff that he's posting, he shares, he does raffles, he gives giveaways. Check out all things Luke Delmeyer at lukedelmeyer.com. We've had him on the show before. You can dig down in the library, listen to how he got started and where he's at now. I'm excited to work with Luke. He's a really good friend of the show, and I'm excited to showcase his chef knife that he's making me. Check out all things Luke Delmeyer at lukedelmeyer.com. Farrier, bladesmith, blacksmith. Rips Auto Detail. This guy is the best, hands down, in the area. I've interviewed him. I know his story. He's doing things that others aren't, and I love that he fucks with the show. I love getting the best of the best and having them support and be a part of this. That's what the sponsorship is for. I'm giving you the best people in their profession, and Rips is the best at auto detail. It's at Rips Auto Detail for Instagram. You follow that. He's showing you the different cars he does, and it's at 630 North Nelson Street in Allentown, PA. He offers paint correction, ceramic, SPS coatings, and more. This is appointment only, and it's ripsautodetail@gmail.com. You can call him at 484-553-1366. I tell you, follow him. If you don't know, you want to know more about what he does, follow him on Instagram. Follow Rips Auto Detail, and you can see all the things that Rip does. He's a big part of the show. We have a separate show we do called Road Dogs, and you can check out his past interviews and hear his whole story. I couldn't recommend this guy more for your auto, car, boat, plane. This guy literally has done everything, and he is the best in the area doing this. Rips Auto Detail. We'll figure the episode out. Nate Storck. Stork,
like the bird.
Everything rolling. Welcome to Never Again Radio, my friend.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. I don't even know how I found you. I don't know if it was from somebody sharing your Instagram or if it was from...
Could have been. I think you just linked me through social media, Instagram.
Yeah. Somebody shared it or something. I forget.
Probably the dudes over at Five and Dime.
Could be that they posted something or you were picking up a skateboard or something over there.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then once I got onto your social media, your shop is one of the cleanest, coolest looking barber shops I've seen in a very long time.
Thank you. I mean, that's the goal, dude. Clean right now. Yeah. Clean and bright and friendly.
I like how it's decorated, and then when you started hanging up the skateboards, I didn't know you were into skateboarding.
Yeah, dude, skateboarding is a big part of my life back in the day. Yeah, I have I got like 20 some decks that are just chilling still.
That's cool.
They're all Rob Scops in the shop now because that's what my parents would never would never let me ride it, dude.
That's
they said it was too gross
as well. Yeah. That was my favorite era. That's what I said with Five and Dime.
Oh God, I love everything about those 80s Santa Cruz boards.
Yeah,
and I got a bunch of them. My Corey O'Brien still sealed up.
First one I got was the Vision Gator Mini.
Oh yeah,
where it had the spiral going down. I remember my grandmother took me there.
Yeah,
was Bill's Bike Shop, and then later in life, the popsicles were famous, and that's
when I got out of it.
Yep, but all my friends had it, and that's when I was old enough to be allowed to go down into town and skate on my own.
Oh, right on.
And then I remember I couldn't afford it; my parents wouldn't let me, and I took my Gator Mini and we cut it to be a popsicle. It was the worst. It was too fucking my feet were no one measured anything. Yeah. We just took it to wood shop. The wood shop teacher didn't help us, so it was cut so short that my front foot was over, and no, the tail was massive because it was it was a fucking ramp board or a pool board.
Vert board.
Yeah, but my brother had a half pipe at the time. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the first in the areas to have a pipe. But my front foot was over and my back foot was over, and it didn't last long. Yeah. And then
God, my last board I think was the last one before I really kind of stopped skating was a Frankie Hill Mini with the bulldog on the bottom.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that was always the big thing is it was the graphics back then.
Yeah, dude, that was all.
And there wasn't social media, so it was it's like hunting for records almost, where I would go to Amateur Athlete and we would go there and they just had the graveyard of boards, and you just dug through them all.
I grew up outside of Emmaus in this little town called Zionsville, Shimersville area.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shimersville. That was the. Was Penn Skate before that, or was Shimersville the only one in the area?
That's where Chris cut his teeth, and that's where he really I think that's where he figured out. I was young then, dude. I don't even think I could drive.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Chris cut his teeth, and I think that's where he decided this place kind of fucking sucks. I want my own place. And then that place just kind of.
That's how stuff starts.
Yeah,
though.
Man.
That's how I started clothing.
Yeah.
I fucking hated tight jeans, and I didn't because I grew up on the late '80s, '90s style of skateboarding where it was like Goldfish, where it was and the girl shirt. shirts where it was just the girls' bathroom logo on it. That, and then when it all changed and it wasn't like that anymore, and the pants were no longer baggy, and you know, I didn't realize till I was like 35, 36, where I'm like, oh, I'm old.
Oh yeah.
It's like, changing, and I'm like, just going the new out version to pasture.
Of like, I don't have children or anything, but this is like, if I had kids, they'd be like, oh, those are dad clothes.
Yeah.
Like, no, man, these are fucking. Yeah. These are good clothes.
I forever will wear baggy clothes.
Oh yeah.
It's funny you brought that up about getting rides, because I remember that was such a big thing back in the day, was finding rides to the skate parks and finding rides to just go skate, where now it's like you could Uber.
Oh my
like
God.
And I guess it's when my parents used to be like, you never know how bad we had it, which isn't as bad as they did, but the fact that like,
well, every generation's like that though.
Yeah.
Every generation's like, you always got it. It's always a little easier, but even when you're in that generation like us, I mean, dude, we still got struggles.
Yeah.
Look what we lived through in the last year.
Can you imagine living in a city or like Cali and being like, I don't have to get a car?
Oh,
like the expense of a car being out of it.
That's the dream. That's the dream. I keep telling my wife I want to buy a building, live on the top, have the shop on the bottom, and I want one damn car and a couple toys.
Yeah.
You know, like have one, like a hot rod or something. I just drive around in the summertime and then park it. Just be done with it. I just want to be able to walk to work.
That's my end goal, is to eventually either get into a building that I own that has a place to live on it, which is funny because there's one right for sale down here, or just get something, because there's stuff like 4 miles outside of town where I can just do a buy level.
Right.
I forget what year it is, but there's a year that everybody's house was like, you walk in, you could go downstairs or up. And I was like, I put the studio downstairs, have a separate thing.
Like, dude, I feel like they did a lot of those in like the 60s or late 60s, early 70s.
But see, there's cool ones, because if you find the 70 ones, even ranchers, like you can find that there's a specific year rancher. I think it's like 76 or 78, where it's like the house they used in like TV shows where like that's where the kidnapper lived. But it was just that shit. But it was like that 1 year they did like a real creepy fucking style. But it's like, and it's like art stuff now.
It just pretty much, it was a flat front, flat roof. I mean, you're pretty much just posted up in a double wide. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I'm also thinking
they're cheap as hell, man.
I started going down rabbit holes of like barn houses or pole barn houses. And I'm like, dude, maxed out, they're like 80 to 100,000, like completely hooked the fuck up. And I was like, all right, well, what if you bought property, found a deal, because they're out there, you just got to keep looking, then built a pole barn home, did the studio and everything you're doing in the bottom, and put a fucking baller apartment on the top, and then eventually built something if you wanted.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
You just keep adding. Dude. You make a little compound.
Yeah.
But I feel wall up and everything.
I feel like that's such, I don't know. I feel like they're with the tiny home kind of opened the door a little bit, which I have way too much shit and would never be able to live like that.
As cool as that is, and that lifestyle looks really nice, man. Dude, I'm a dude. I collect too much shit.
Someone was like, "Oh, you should do a tiny home," and I'm like, "Dude, the amount of shit in this studio wouldn't fit in a tiny home." No,
dude, all these lights wouldn't even fit in there.
No. But then they started doing the container homes. Those were fucking cool. And then I was, because if you put two of those, and then I see people who like off level the top of them.
Yeah.
So then like you can use like the front half a porch, because they like cut the top in half.
It looks like Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool shit you can do with that.
Hell yeah,
But
man.
that's funny that we're very similar with all that stuff. But that's where I would like to eventually end up. Why wouldn't you,
dude?
Yeah.
Because we're getting old. How old are you?
40.
40. I just hit 42.
Nice.
I just hit 42.
You look a lot younger than I
Thanks,
do.
Dude.
You look
man.
like a young 26.
Oh, look at you, man. Trying to go somewhere later?
I think it's just the haircut.
Probably. Well, it's lack of haircut. I'm a freaking barber. I don't even get my haircut. Yeah.
They have it upstairs, and the one guy was like, "Yo, let me shave you up," and I'm like, "Yeah, I could go up there once a week," and then it's just I never do.
Do it, dude.
I'm going to start. As soon as I would do it once.
Yeah.
But
hot towels, get that head scraped down. Hell yeah.
Well, that's what I hit you up about. But then I don't want to get into COVID shit right now. We'll say that for later. But how did you get into cutting hair? What did you do before you cut hair? Did you hate a job and then start cutting hair? What led you to being a barber? I was
I use that term very, very lightly. Graphic designer, medical illustrator, like basic as you can get medical illustration. I went
for like medical magazines and shit like that?
No, like Grey's Anatomy textbooks.
Oh.
Yeah, textbooks. I graduated from Millersville with a BA in art or Bachelor of Arts or something like that in 02, 03-ish. I think it was 03. I worked for 2 publishing companies up until like 2012. Floated around a little bit. I do not want to have anything to do with any type of cubicle scenario, working for another person. I will never work for another person again. It's my way or the highway.
It sucks it's not sucks, but when you're like that and then it's beaten out of you from a job, like I'll never go back to working anything again. I'll live in fucking Jacobsburg in a tent and just get off the grid. I'll never work for somebody again.
Dude, I spent most of 2012 unemployed. And then I started working for the unemployment office, and that was rough, dude. That's when I had 6 to 8 weeks of training, taking unemployment calls. And within 2 weeks of being on the floor and taking unemployment calls, I texted my wife or called my wife on lunch the one day. And I was just like, I can't do this. I said, I'm going to that barber school. And this is something we had talked about for 10 years, me trying to go to barber school.
Was there a barber school around here at the time?
I was living down in Lancaster at that point, Lancaster, PA.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you didn't grow up here.
Yeah. I grew up here. I graduated Mayes High School in 98, and then I promptly left. I stuck around for a year, and then I was gone. I didn't, I don't know, man. I needed to get away from the valley for a little bit.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
My grandfather was a well-known pediatrician. My dad knew everybody because he was a self-employed insurance salesman. Between my mom's maiden name of Fugazato and my dad's last name was Stork, like, dude, I couldn't. I just needed to get out of here, get away from it. And I went to art school. Stayed in Lancaster for 20 years, met my wife there, had a really good stretch there, and then started cutting hair in 2014, went full-time 2016, worked at a great shop called The Black Comb down in Lancaster. Huge. There were like 8 of us, I think, when I left last year.
How was barber school? Was it difficult?
No, barber school was rough. It wasn't difficult, but it was rough because I was working at the state job, who they didn't know I was even going to barber school.
So you were working too. You were going to school
at night.
Then
I would go to school at night from.
I can't believe they even offer it at night.
Yeah, nighttime.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was. What did I go? I would get there 5:30, there till 9:30, go home, kiss my wife, eat some dinner, go get up for work. Had to be at work by like 7:30. Do it all over again.
Did you immediately fall in love with cutting hair? Like, what did you know that's what you were gonna like? When you started doing it and showed up to class and shit, where you're like, all right, this is a cool vibe. I like this. This is something I want to turn into a career.
Part of what pushed me to it was being able to go to a proper barber shop, which this dude, John Leitzel, had down in Lancaster. He had the original Black Comb, where it was just he and this other dude.
That's
Pat.
a rad name.
Yeah. His logo's all, it's all black flat driven. Yeah. They're good dudes. I had a really good time there, but I remember sitting in his chair getting a haircut the one day, and I was like, dude, I could really see myself doing this. And he's like, go to school. I'll hire you. Done. And then he hired me right out of school, dude.
That's crazy to have the opportunity to work in a legit shop like that.
Today's the 4th, 2016. Today, this is the anniversary of me quitting a regular straight job.
That's awesome.
And just going pure savage and making my own rules.
Yeah.
And it's been great. I have not looked back. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were points where I was burned out. We were doing our chair turnover. We had a new person in the chair every 30 minutes. And I was working heavy, dude.
How long were the haircuts taking?
30 minutes. And and that's 30 minutes.
So it's just 30 minutes, boom, you're in.
Get their ass in the chair, figure out how they want their haircut, and then, clean them up with a razor and lather at the end too. And most guys wanted styling, dude. It was moving. You were moving quick.
That's crazy.
And I did that for up until last year, man. And it was rough. I sneaked people in late night, early, like I was hustling.
Yeah.
So now I told myself, I'm not doing that here. So that's when.
So when did you open the shop here? Recently?
Yeah, I've only been open like 6 months.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Because I saw it and was like, man, he must be here for a while. That shop's dope.
No, dude, I signed my lease January 9th of last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's only been a year. And then even that shit was cut short because I had my state inspection on March 16th, and I had my local like Easton, PA. What are those guys? Oh, the code on the 17th. Got home from the code inspection on the 17th. My wife's like, shut down. So I literally had this brand new fucking shop sitting there.
Yeah.
Clean, bright, just beautiful. And put the paper back on the windows and shut it down for like 4 months.
It happened to them. They bought the space upstairs, and they started getting the barbershop set up, and I helped them out with like unloading some stuff, and they were super excited. And then boom, dude. And then they had to, I don't know what they did, but they didn't even have it open. Yeah. So essentially they just were paying rent to an empty fucking space.
Me too.
That's crazy.
Me too. The only thing that
That's
saved,
the stuff that I don't think people pay attention to that is happening to businesses.
oh, especially small businesses,
Yeah.
and especially in Pennsylvania. I mean, it's happening everywhere. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
but PA was rough for small business, and my wife and I, we sold our home to finance this project.
Yeah.
Like I sold a house, and when they told me I couldn't open, I was like, oh shit, man, like 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 1,000 here, 1,000. It's like, dude, the money is going quick. Luckily, I got a solid ass landlord. He let me skate for a month.
Yeah.
So that was really good. But dude, now that I'm there and I'm open and I'm cutting, I don't even look back.
Yeah.
It's good, man. It's been good. June 28th?
Did they hit barbershops and salons the second shutdown, or you were able to stay open?
It was right off the bat.
Yeah.
It was right off the bat. This time around, where they just did this recent one, we didn't get shut down.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, we weren't lumped in before they lumped us into like, was it like gyms or something like that?
Yes.
They had us kind of like a gym where, dude, we're not doing that. Plus, dude, it's me alone. I'm a one-man show in that shop, and
Yeah.
it's clean. It's clean, man. I don't take any of that for granted. So, and it's nice. It's nice being in there, man. I play my own music, whatever I want to listen to. Yeah.
So you stayed down at the Black Comb. You kind of like, how long were you there?
January of 2016, and I left December 31st of 2019.
Yeah, so you spent a lot of time there,
Yeah.
kind of developed your craft, and then
definitely.
Coming up
Definitely.
here, what was it like transitioning to opening your own shop and running it as opposed to working for somebody where you just were you renting a chair? How does it all work?
I mean, that's how traditionally that's how barbershops are run. I won't get into my feelings on some of these cats are charging commission for some of their barbers. They're taking 40%, 60%. No, we did straight chair rent. It was a couple $100 a week, really easy, very affordable.
Yeah.
Everything else was mine to do with what I would. And that's pretty much how we ran it. And there were, what was there? 1, 2, 3, 7 of us by the time I left. And we were booked up at one point in time. I was booked up 6 weeks in advance.
That's nuts.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. So it was good.
But it's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, it was great. And the send off I got when I did leave there was amazing. Dude, I still get people. They drive 2 hours to come up here and get haircuts from me.
Yeah.
Because I hit it off with them, man. Most of the people that I cut and they were in every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, like they're homeboys, I had a lot of like men, women, older people, younger people.
I feel it's very similar to getting tattooed, where
Very much so.
you develop a relationship in the time that you spend there,
Very much
and then you
so.
become friends,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
then it's almost like going and spending time with your friend, but you're also getting a haircut or a tattoo.
Yeah, and that's how it is, man. And then I don't even look at anybody. I'm staring at the back of your head. You know what I mean? So if we can have a good conversation and that person leaves smiling by the time we're done, like, dude, my job's done. I'm good. So, and I give everybody a full 45 minutes now. And then I block out the next 15 to clean. It's a fun gig, man. I'll tell you, like I said, I'm never going back to working a desk.
Do you
Ever.
prefer having your own shop,
Yes.
building your own space? And what's funny is because I've been talking a lot about this with food now, is where
I know, dude. I see your food pictures.
I'm eventually going to do it. We were already going to have a pop-up, but it got slowed down with health stuff and whatnot. Right. So I'm actually probably meeting Angelo Friday, and we're going to do a test kitchen on what we want to sell first.
Right on.
But like what I like about the food industry, and I like hearing what you're saying, is that you're not letting the customer dictate your hours anymore.
No.
Which is like, it's a freedom that gets taken away, and then I feel like it fucks the business up because employees get burned out. It's you're revolving around other people's time. It's the things that you feel like you don't have control of your life anymore, and it's the things that make you hate the job even though it's a passion.
Right.
And I feel like that drives so many people out of these industry positions, where if you can set it up, and I feel like there's a shift coming, especially in food, that I don't think it's ever going to, I think there's going to be some things that go back to normal, but the end result of all of these changes is going to be change.
Oh, definitely.
And I like the pop-ups. I like when I start selling food out of here, it's going to be online and you're going to have a time slot to pick up, like
Love
anyone books for you.
Love it.
So it's like you come here at 5:15, you get your food, and in 15 minutes, I'm going to have food made for the next person. I'm not going to lose any money on throwing food out.
Right.
The food waste is going to be gone. And having that control, because everyone was always like, you should get back into food. And I was burned out on the food industry 3 times. So it's like, for me to even remote,
Dude, that's not an easy industry.
dude, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But to take the energy that got taken away from me to open my own spot.
Yeah.
If I did it the way you're supposed to do it, I could only do that. And that's all I could do.
Right.
But if you start making your life the priority, and then people are coming to you as a service, and these are the hours that you're open, and they revolve around you,
they'll find you.
Yes. So you'll get those customers, and you're going to have a better relationship there because they're there for that experience.
Right.
And then it's going to be able to just make things move smoother. How much less stressful is it that you create your own time slots and you give yourself 15 minutes to clean up and you book your day the way you want it instead of just being
it's been a game changer, honestly, because I used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I would sneak people in at the other shop. I'd start at 7:30 because they were third shifters coming in.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a long ass day.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. But now I had this conversation with myself this morning as I'm making coffee, already thinking about my week because, dude, traditionally we're dead first week of the new year. I'm like, should I close down? Like, no, I don't want to close down. I still want people to see the lights on.
Yeah.
I want people because we get a lot of foot traffic down on 2nd Street in Easton. Which
It's a pretty rad location.
Dude,
you got 5 and Dime across the street, and it seems like there's some cool stores coming in.
Yes. But now it's like having that conversation with myself this morning. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going in until 10 on Tuesday. There's nobody booked. I'm going to sleep in. I got a couple later on in the day. They'll kind of fill up. I'm not busting my ass to be there with the lights on and run that heat and just burning dollars. So I'll go in, I'll get some sleep. I'll be in a much better mood. I won't be stressed out. So I'm still, dude, even a year later, I'm still trying to throw shit against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
it's not easy because I want to be there for my customers and I don't want people to think that I don't need to be open because I do need to be open. But if I don't have anybody to sit in that chair, I don't like to take walk-ins right now because I don't know anybody in Easton quite yet. And I don't trust a lot of these cats down in Easton who are just, I see the same dude wearing the same pants all week walking by my shop. You know what I mean? Like
that same pant wearer.
Yeah. So, I take it, I don't take it lightly, but I do. Like eventually it's building. I'm building. Yeah. So, I'm going to start sleeping in on Tuesdays, man.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing too is you can't take risks because you haven't been here for forever, so you don't know any of your clientele. No. And then on top of it, what are you really supposed to be doing? Because I said to you when I had my giant walrus mustache, I wanted to come down for a trim, and you're like, I can't. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So it's like now if you have people coming in you don't know, or just like it's like that anywhere.
Well, mostly if I get a new name on the scheduling list, I immediately do a Google or an Instagram search because I like to know what people look like when they come in. It helps me have a familiarity with them before I've even met them. Yeah. So usually I'm not trying to be a creeper or a stalker or anything, but I like to call people their first name when they come in the shop. Like, hey man, who are you? What are you here for? Like, no, that dude's coming in. Hey, Mike, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming to the shop. You know what I mean?
Plus, if you didn't do that and you didn't know how they looked, if you had a walk-in come in, then the other guy walks in at the same time. Now you got 2 people standing there. And it's just...
And then waiting for code people to drive by, be like, oh, he's not doing it right. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to follow the rules as best I can, but also make my people feel immediately comfortable and relaxed when they come in the shop. Because I think, dude, going to get a haircut stresses a lot of dudes out. Stresses a lot of dudes out.
I haven't gotten a haircut in so long.
Yeah, but you do yours yourself. Dude, me either. I mean, the girl down the street, because I keep my hair long, she's been trimming me up the last couple times. Yeah. So.
No, I mean, I remember when I would get, I miss my hair. Like I used to dye it. We'd do cool shit, cheetah print. Like I'd go to different salons and different barbers and stuff. I always liked doing that. But, like what you said, it's an experience that I don't know. I always liked doing it. I did it when I was young. I remember talking to my mom. This is way back in the day that I said, I wanted my hair paper white. And the girl was like, what? And so she bleached it once and it was cake yellow. And I was like, do it again. And she's just like, it might fuck your hair up. And I was like, I don't care.
It might just fry your scalp.
It did. Yeah. And then I started doing it at home with kits. And then I would just have blisters
all over the place. Yeah.
I'd leave it in for they'd be like recommended time 60 minutes. It'd be like 5 hours later. Yeah. I still blame that as why I have no hair.
Well, dude, my brother, he started thinning out too, and he did a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, he dyed his hair big time.
I did not take care of my hair at all. Yeah. I mean, I washed it, but as far as bleaching hair, I used to just bleach it. Yeah. because that was my favorite color is white. And then when it would start coming off white, then I would be able to go into like, I'm like, all right, well now I can do pink, because if I would do, what would happen is like I would want fire engine red, but the only way you can get fire engine red is if it's pure white.
Yeah.
So then I would start doing it pure white, and then when it would start to lose pure white, then I would go to like pink. My mom cried.
Is that like what would they use it? Manic Panic back in the day? Did you use Manic Panic?
Dude, we were trying to do Kool-Aid.
Oh, we used to try and do that too.
that was like early high school.
I think I tried that once. That didn't go over well.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work for me anyways. Bingo ink was another one.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. We used to take bingo ink and go over our head.
Oh,
the bingo ink
I thought it was like a brand.
No, we'd go into the dollar store or whatever at the time, at Keppel's, and we would buy the stuff.
A really good idea.
Yeah. But I mean, we would always do it, and then half the time it was just the scalp, and it wouldn't take to the hair.
Shit, do they still sell? They still sell those stampers?
Probably. Yeah. Manic Panic. Then Manic Panic came along, and that was when you started. It was before Hot Topic. They had like the weird stores that would sell candle incense and like dragon posters.
Yeah, it was like borderline black metal.
Yes,
but also
and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. But then they also had like that hippie side too.
Yes,
you get like a drug rug and all that stuff.
Yeah. The mall.
Dude, what happened to I haven't been to the mall in a long time.
So goddamn old.
My wife and I moving back here last year, and she's like, I want to go to Lehigh Valley Mall. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I spent a lot of time there as a kid.
Yeah.
I may have even ridden my skateboard through there a couple of times and not gotten in trouble. But dude, that mall is sad. There's nothing left.
I haven't been on the inside. The Palmer Mall's like done. Like I think they're being sold.
Oh, really?
I don't know what's left in there.
I know there's a decent record shop in there that I think just moved over from Phillipsburg.
Maybe that. I don't know what's keeping that open, but it's few and far between.
Probably that record store. Yeah.
The Lehigh Valley Mall, it's that whole outside court now, where they have the Apple store and all that shit. And then they have the Promenade, which is all outside shopping, but who knows how all that shit's going to be at the end of all this?
Dude, it's going to change. This is going to change everything.
Yeah.
Everything. The only thing that's not going to change, I think, is the barbershop and the beauty salon. People are still going to keep going.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helped me. What I have those 3 weeks leading up to like Christmas and New Year's, dude, I was slammed. I haven't been that busy in a year. And I think it's because I'm a one chair, just single guy, just cutting hair in there.
Yeah, because you're not going to have
you're not going to have
5-6 different barbers, and know. I like that you were a solo shop though. Are you going to keep it solo?
I'm as long as I can. Yeah. Unless I get super booked up, but right now I'm just riding the wave. I mean, it's fun.
It's got to be so much easier.
It is, and I don't have to worry about other people and how they handle themselves. Working with a lot of other guys. I was a little older. I worked with a lot of dudes who were like, very early 30s, late 20s. It's a different mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go out and drink all night and you can come into work and still get a decent day's work done. No, man, I need sleep. I need to get my rest. I need to come in here. I need to be on. Like, I need to give a proper service because we're selling an experience is pretty much what I'm trying to do. So, and I take it an extra level, dude. I talk to everybody. I try and remember animals' names, kids' names, wife's names, what they did last time they were in.
But that's what
it's a lot.
That's essentially what you're getting. It's like if you would go somewhere and you wouldn't get something super personal, it'd probably be a one and done.
Right.
Or
exactly.
but if you're like busting balls and joking around and it's like a fun barbershop to be in, you're like, oh, I'll go back there. Like my dad's buddy was a barber. And they used to go to Fred. He was over in Jersey. They were friends in high school. He opened the shop, and that's where they always went. But when they went there, it was also because he had a fridge in the back and had beers.
Yep.
And then all of them would book the same time, and then the wives eventually started getting caught on. But it was like a mini high school reunion with the boys having beers.
It's a little boys club.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. I'm gonna. I got a couple bucks I'm gonna spend this year. Once the COVID stuff kind of slows down. Dude, I'm going to have some beer, some nice malt, like single malt whiskey. Yeah. I really want to get some Topo Chico in there, some like sparkling water. You ever tried Topo Chico?
I was just going to ask you what it was.
Oh, Topo Chico's this sparkling water from Mexico. It's fucking incredible. They put lime in it, grapefruit in it. And the whole theme in my shop is all lime based. I sent all the towels with lime.
Yeah.
Everything. The little spray on the back of the neck before you roll, lime. It just smells good.
When did you start getting into all that? Did you get taught that in barbershop school, that experience, or did you learn it from the Black Comb, or is it something you developed as you went because it's how you would want to be treated?
Yeah, I mean, John always did some of that stuff with the Black Comb, but dude, if I'm into something, I go hard. Like I go down that rabbit hole. I research the shit out of everything, and it's something. I've been cooking this shop up in my mind for years now, for years. Like, buy a skateboard deck. That'll look good on the shop wall. I don't even know where the fuck I was going to be. Yeah. But I've still bought all the, all the art and everything that's hung up in there now is like,
that's what I told you.
Like you down here.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause then like everyone comes down and they're like, where'd you get all this stuff? And I'm like, I remember before I started the clothing company, I talked to my buddy and we were going to start. This is before podcasts, and we were like, we just got to figure out how to get a radio show done. Yeah. Like, who's going to let us do a rate? Because we're huge Opie and Anthony fans.
Oh my!
So then I always just thought to myself, all right, well, we're gonna have a space where we need it. So I just started collecting weird shit, like that phone I got from a dumpster at work.
Yeah,
I just gutted it and left the front, and I'm like, oh, that'll be cool.
I like it.
Then I made the mistake of going to tattoo conventions, and then I would spend so much money on art. I have piles of art in the back that don't even have frames yet.
$100 flash sheets.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah. So like, it was just collecting shit, people bringing shit over. And then this is half of what I have.
Yeah, dude, that's like me at the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff on the walls, but it's not, I still have got stuff wrapped up in boxes when my wife and I moved.
The moment I saw the shop, I was like, you could tell that it was thought out. And that was my favorite thing about it, because you can tell that, like, when you just said, it was such a progress of it. Like, this is the closest it's been to what I pictured this show being 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's exciting now because I'm almost there. And then when you get to that new territory, we're like, cool, we can do some new stuff with the studio. And then it's fun.
Yeah, you get through everything that you had in your mind for the last 5 years, and now it's like, shit, what do I do next?
Yeah.
That's the exciting
And then
part.
because that's the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where this is going to be at the end of the year. As much as I love this space, and everyone asks me, why would you leave? Why would you do this? Why would you leave that space? And I'm like, because to me, the space could be better. And then if it's the fact that I can walk downstairs and it's in my fucking basement, and I don't have to fucking come anywhere, and I'm not fucking paying somebody, what would be essentially a mortgage payment to have that. Like, I like when you said to own the building and have the apartment up, because the space next here,
that's been a dream for years.
The space next to here, they want, it's got a full commercial front, and it's got a 2-bedroom apartment upstairs with a rooftop deck. Ooh. And I was like, man, if I'd be in the position where I'm going to be in 5 years, like, that would be a serious, like, man, that'd be dope to put it there. It's got the parking lot right next to it. It's got the apartment upstairs. You could rent it out.
Bar out back.
Yeah. You could do, I don't know. This town's, I love and hate this town. There's not a lot going on, so the foot traffic sucks, but then I try and give hope that in the next 5 years, like, there's a brewery that's been trying to open for like 5 years.
I was going to say, wait for all this bullshit we've been through, and then let some people get back on their feet.
Well, there's new apartments going in, so that's going to bring a lot
big.
of, I think it's like over 100 fucking apartments going across, because they bought the old Nazareth furniture. So I believe it's four floors of apartments.
Shit, let me know.
And then Birthright's there. And then
what's Birthright?
It's a brewery that opened up.
Oh,
they've been there for probably 2-3 years.
Okay.
And then below the apartments is going to be all commercial space.
Okay.
So he's going to cut it out for more shops and possibly put a restaurant there.
Which way is that going out of here?
I'll show you when you come up the stairs. It's to the left.
Okay.
Right across from the ice cream shop.
I'd love to check that out, because there's another that girl Megan who I mentioned cuts my hair. She owns Raven Salon. She's got a house in Nazareth here too that she rents out, and she said Nazareth is real nice, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It's coming along.
And the dude is a straight shot from where I was coming from, so I could be down here.
Yeah.
Keep my shop over in Easton City. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I started looking outside of here, Bushkill Township.
Yeah.
I don't want anything, I can't go like out past my parents' house where it's the Appalachian Mountains, and then now it's a 35-minute drive for anybody locally.
Yeah.
And then if anybody's coming out of town, it's like, hey, it's 3 hours to get to me.
Yeah, right.
So I still need to be close.
In shitty weather sometimes.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's exciting to see where it's going to go next. Where do you see, like, what you're doing? Like, I mean, you just opened, so like, where do you see?
It's been like 7 months. I mean, right now it's mostly just getting
past all the bullshit.
Yeah, and just tweaked how I like it. Get that first round of taxes and stuff paid, get that off of my shoulders, because those first years of well, shit, I barely made anything this year because I was only open 6 months.
Yeah,
so that might work in my favor. But I don't know, man. This year, like, I've got some goals for this year. I want to get, like, AC, heat, like that stuff, because right now, dude, I'm using 2 space heaters at that shop because I refuse to turn the I've got the same exact baseboards you have here.
Oh, that'll
They
crush you.
Doubled my my
Electric bill.
electric bill, and I was
Yeah.
like, nope, not doing it.
Because I had a girl down here helping fold shirts, and she said, "Can I turn the heat on?" And she turned them on high, and then I wasn't back here. I was like gone for a couple days, and then the landlord called me and was like, "Yo, dude, you have a $600 electric bill," and I was like, "What?"
Oh,
And then
mine was 150. It was no 600. But,
Well, it was left on high for like
fucking days.
maybe days, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Dude, when you leave it on high, it doesn't ever stop.
Nope.
It just keeps going up."
Yeah, there's
So,
no like thermostat.
It sucks. Like that's the other shit too. Is like people don't realize is like there's no windows down here. The AC sucks in the summer because you have to run it, and that doesn't affect the electric bill. But the fact that I have to keep something running,
Right. Well, you got that hum in the background.
yeah. And then it's like if you do the podcast and it's hot down here, or you turn it off in an hour, it's hot.
Yeah, you're
Then
sweating.
everyone's sweating. I sweat for no reason
I sweat
half the
standing
time.
still, so I get
sucks.
it. Yeah.
But and then in the winter time, it's impossible to keep it warm down here unless you jack it up to high, and I don't like doing that. So it's like, it's just there's things that need to be adjusted with the studio that can't be adjusted down here. I can't put windows down here.
Yeah, right.
I can't not have it be a moldy basement on the other side of this wall. You know what I mean? I'd like a little bit more control in some of the shit that goes on here.
Yeah.
It's not good for the equipment either.
No, oh God, no, dude. Especially having fucking 90-degree heat down here. Oh,
How is it in the summertime there? Have you been in the summer yet, or the hot days?
Like that first one, I felt bad. My first customer I ever had in the chair, like for an 8 o'clock appointment, was this dude Zach, and the sun came through that front window like a fucking laser beam.
Are you gonna have to get it tinted?
Dude was drenched. Like one of the first haircuts I'm doing, I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. I apologize. She's like, oh no, you're good. Dude was like, he got out, his pit stains, his shirt was, I felt so bad. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
Do you have ceiling fans or anything in there?
No, the ceiling's like 25 feet tall.
That's
and
awesome,
All
though.
the wiring is old.
Yeah.
So there's a box up there, but I don't know if it's live. So we'll probably have to run some stuff. I'm trying not to do too much crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, because you can't do fans because people
permits.
Yeah.
And then they don't want you running fans now because it gets the air moving and stuff like that. I mean, I probably shouldn't even be using the hairdryer, but that's like one of my most used tools. So I blow all the hair off dudes' necks and shoulders and stuff like that.
I have to open up the front and back door here, and it creates a breeze. But now they're upstairs, so I'm conscious of like, well, I don't want them to get fucking cold air ripping through their barber shop.
I got one door, that's it. So I get no cross ventilation whatsoever.
Yeah, that is one thing is where I can open them up, and it's fucking dope. But then I run into problems where people think this is a tattoo shop, and then I'll just be down here fucking hanging out or working, and some dude will come down and be like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
I'll be
man.
like, "Nothing, dude. What do you want?"
Yeah.
Like this isn't a store.
I get people stopping in all the time. They do think I'm a tattoo shop. Yeah. Probably because I got tattoo flash hung up everywhere.
Yeah.
But those are all from the homies down in Lancaster. So I gotta support.
I like your shop. It's very unique.
Thanks, dude.
I like the way it's decorated. I like the vibes of it. It was very, like I said, and then when you added the skateboard art, I was just like, man, that's super fucking rad.
Yeah. I love that stuff, man. I just want to have it covered. Just all the walls are covered.
Yeah.
That's why I left all that planking on the walls that was there. There was a beef jerky place in there in that spot before. I think they made it the year, and that was the only thing I kept that they had put up in there. Everything else got painted over, cleaned up, or the floor. I left the floor. The floor is shit. But dude, I'm not going to repay to have a floor done, because in the wintertime when we had that snow a few weeks ago, dude, my floors were white.
What is the floor?
It's literally, I think the guys who
laminate.
No, I literally think it's chopped up plywood that they just painted and put down into sections, because they're not cut evenly.
Yeah.
And then whoever came in and did a bunch of paint work and stuff like that, I just left they're dropped. They didn't use one drop cloth. I used a whole drop cloth.
It's so crazy that the landlord doesn't.
Nah, dude, it's an old building. I found out the building's from like 1830.
Yeah.
And I think back in the 40s, there may have been a barbershop where I was. So that was pretty cool. I want to be there a long time, man. I really, 2 chairs max. I want it to have that feel like it's been there forever, but it's only been there for a year. And everybody who comes in asks me how long I've been there. So I think I got that coming across.
What's it like being in Easton?
I love Easton, dude. My brother moved here.
Best food in the area, dude. Hands down.
Such good food, and that's
don't even argue with me about Bethlehem.
That's
Easton is the best restaurants.
That's part of what brought us here. My brother moved here like 10 years ago. Came in to visit, he and his wife, for years, and every time we came, we're like, man, this is really nice, but never had anything pushing us to do that. Finally, my wife, she She lost her job in September of 19, trying to find work. She woke up one Sunday. She's like, "What do you think we moved to Easton?" I was like, "Are you?" Like, I thought she was pulling my leg. Like, why would you want to move farther away from your family to be closer to my family? And it just snowballed, and it worked. She got a job like 4 days later. We sold the house in 4 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That
like,
feels
just,
good when
yeah.
all that comes together,
It was
though.
good. Oh, dude.
Because there's
great.
a lot of times you try and move forward on projects in life, and there's always struggles and hurdles. But when it comes together in the beginning, which is the hardest to get it going, where I sold my house in 4 days, she got a job in 4 days, and in 2 weeks, you're already back in Easton.
Yeah.
What was it like shopping for the location?
That was tight because she was up here in December. She stayed up here for a month, and I was down there in Lancaster still finishing up on my clientele till December 31st. I didn't even look at any locations, I think, until I moved up here.
Yeah.
And they were scarce and expensive. There's a lot of stuff in Easton that needs a lot of work and rehab. That's really, really pricey per month.
Well, that's what happened too with with how they changed everything, and then they brought in the restaurants, and then like the farmers market alone, bringing in all that, and then
that farmers market
is insane.
Is what grew my business.
Yeah,
because when they rerouted it and put it down along the river, all of those roads got closed down, and everyone had to filter through 2nd Street. So I just have cars lined up. I have dudes.
Is that how they're going to do it from now on?
No, I think they're going to end up being back in the circle at some point. But at this point, my visibility is there. People know where I am now. I would have people calling me from their car. Do you have availability today? And they would schedule an appointment from the car, looking at me through the glass. I mean, it was so cool. It was so cool.
I feel like after watching all the different areas grow and the different things, and Bethlehem does a good job, but when they did the casino and all that, it got different over there. And
It changed a little bit.
Yeah.
It changed a little bit.
What Easton did with all the restaurants and made it all about food, and then the farmers market and how slow they grew it. And then and then seeing what Allentown did wrong. Easton is definitely one of my favorite places. Even with like Separatist is over there, and
those guys are real cool. I have not met the owner, but a bunch of the bartenders and stuff over there, they've been really nice too, and they've sent a couple people my way as well. So those guys are spot on. They've really helped me out too. So
I feel like you're in the perfect location over there too, is because you have other little businesses that are doing other little because what is Separatist? One over, but it's also down at the end of the block.
Yeah, no, they're down Northampton. They're like catty corner from Five and Dime. Yeah. But I really wanted to be in a different spot, but I did not want to be near any other barbershops because I don't want to be.
I forgot that too. I go back to how it was finding the spot. Well, like, what was it like?
It was coming in here. There's so many barbershops in Easton already. I mean, I was nervous as hell to open up a shop. But I knew there was nothing really going on like what I was trying to do, a little skater, tattoo-y, hipsterish, if you want to use that term. So I found that location, and what I did was I went on Google, looked around. There are no other barbershops around me, but there are 3 salons.
No, the only one I know, but I don't get my hair cut locally. The only people I know when I saw your shop that reminded me of it is, now I'm going to draw a blank on it. They're out of Scranton. Shit.
The Loyalty Boys.
Yes.
Those guys
your
are
style
awesome.
on that is what I was like, oh, okay. That's what drew me to that.
Those
I
guys
wanted
are
to have
awesome.
those guys on for forever.
They got like 3 or 4 shops out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are real cool.
But I liked what they did. I had a shop next to them. It was my first tattoo convention I've ever done. And I sold t-shirts, and they were diagonally across from me.
And at Electric City?
No, it was when the one around here was at the hotel. It was Skindustry.
God.
So it was the first year of Skindustry.
Okay.
And then they were there. And then I remember and I went over afterwards because when it was dead, I was just watching people cut hair. And I've never seen someone give that much shit about cutting a hair. And when it was over, I went over to him and was like, dude, I was like, you guys were fucking crazy. I go, I can't believe that's what you do.
Yeah.
And then when you were doing the solo thing, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I'm like, it's very similar to, I mean, those guys have a bunch of different shops, but that style of the fucking warm towel, and it's not a gimmick. It's the actual process of doing it the way
and that's what always
used to be done.
What was that fucking sports clips or something like that. You get your signature towel at the end. Motherfucker, that's not your signature towel.
Yeah.
Barbers have been doing that for hundreds of years. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, dude, that's why I give myself that 45-minute time frame.
How you came off to me was more authentic than the
thank
gimmicky
you.
shit of people.
Oh, I hope so.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope that's how everyone else looks at it. But
I'm an open book, man. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm a little timid. If I don't like something, I'll hold it in me for a little bit until I can't stand it, but it'll eventually come out. But yeah, man, I just like to take care of people, and it's nice to do it on my own in my bubble.
Yeah.
Where I have control over everything, music, temperature. You know, like I said, the only thing I can't, change is the dude wearing the same pants every other day walking by the shop. But that's just Second Street.
No, that's something his parents should help him with.
I mean, as far as like you said, Easton before, like what do we love about Easton? Dude, I love everything about Easton. Yeah. And they really picked it up with the restaurants and everything during this whole love and the time.
And now you got the skate shop across the street too.
Yeah. Which
Five and Dime's great.
I love those guys down there. They're super good. I haven't gotten Corey into the shop yet. I'm still working on him. But Chip comes see me like every other week. Yeah. And they got a bunch of cool kids down there working for him too.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
Yeah, good skaters.
And then like the other thing about it too is like they're doing it because that's what they did before.
And that's what
none of it's about money. Yeah, none of it's you know what I mean? Like they just want to like I remember when I interviewed him, it's like I just want to see if the shop will work.
Yeah.
We never gave it a chance when I was 18.
Well, I think I'm in their original location back from 94.
Possibly.
I think so. I think that's what Corey told me. Corey had a bunch of pictures he was showing me, and it was like same spot. Them in 94 running Five and Dime. They were like friggin' babies.
Yeah.
Babies.
17, 18 trying to run a skate shop.
Making money.
Could you imagine all those problems that you'd have at
17, 18?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can't. I mean, I didn't even graduate high school till 19, so I would have still been a high school kid, so... Yeah.
How much did you have to do the shop to make it your own? I mean, besides the floor being busted.
I left the floor as was. I mean, I just had to take down some of their shelves and stuff like that. The main part was they had all this untreated pallet wood that the dude just kind of chopped up and just haphazardly kind of threw on the wall, but I didn't mind it. So mostly that was just getting a little mouse sander and sanding planks and then
that's what
blasting them with paint.
I tell everybody with the lobby, I'm like, if you ever want to know how to do that wrong.
Yeah, right.
I said that's how I did it.
That's what small business is, dude. You do it wrong and you don't make that mistake again because it's time and money. You know what I mean?
I cut all the boards ahead of time and then it was like playing shitty Jenga.
Yeah, like fucking
one
Tetris.
person was like, hey, just cut a bunch of different things. And then my buddy who's like a wood guy was like, yo, dude, why did you do that? He's like, you could have just cut them as you went. And I was like,
oh, I didn't even. So you pre-cut everything?
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
See, I would have done the same
It was a nightmare.
Because I'm always like, get that shit out of the way first so I can just go bang, 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 bang.
I was so pissed because so much work went into doing that. Like, I had a buddy drop off a carload of pallets because he worked at a pallet store. So we went through, we took the nails out, we took how many boards we thought it would be. And
that's what these are. That's what this is. Dude, I was still pulling nails out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we cut them. And then I sanded, my friend of mine's wife helped and she sanded them. Then we cut them, then we painted them. And then I was nervous and pissed off because when I first started doing the wall, I had an intern at the time. She was awesome. And we had like 3 pieces up and I just go, this is going to be horrible. And she goes, it's 3 pieces, relax. But like it didn't, once I got one wall side done, then I relaxed and was like, okay. Now the idea
that
is
one done.
But you know, I'm sure you've probably had a similar feeling going through all this, where it's like there's moments when what you're trying to do isn't looking like what's in your head, and it's super frustrating.
Mostly, dude, I hate painting.
Painting's terrible.
And that is probably 98% of what I had to do in that place was paint. I mean,
what'd you paint everything white?
Yeah. Just, well, I hired somebody to come in because the ceilings they're like 25 feet.
Yeah.
So why I didn't rip the wood down was because it's that old shit plaster walls. And anybody who wants to try and hang anything in that plaster wall, it's not staying up for long. So I left all the wood there so I could just hang whatever I want there. Yeah. And then I had everything above that wood line all painted and everybody's got the same color now. It's like that bluish gray color. And then the ceiling was a little damaged. So he just painted that flat black for me. So that kind of like brought the shop down a little bit and it's not as tight. I mean, it's still open in there. Don't get me wrong, but that flat black really helped pull it together. And other than that, dude, for me doing everything myself, I reran the lights.
What'd you use for lighting?
LED.
Yeah.
I switched everything to LED. Yeah. Like I wanted the lowest electricity bill as I could because I knew I was going to be running heaters and an AC. So I went all LED. They didn't. Codes didn't really like that, but
Why?
I don't know, man. Codes
That's the way the fucking light bulbs are going.
Codes
you
intersected them.
stupids.
They interjected themselves like when I had the inspections a couple times, and I think most of it was coming from the fact that we all knew at that point that the whole fucking country was going to be shut down for who knows how long. So he may give me a little trouble, but it's all good, dude. We got it open. We're running. But yeah, all LED. I think everything except my whatever light is in the bathroom that I didn't change. That's the only one I didn't put my hands on.
What was it like going through the shutdown?
Rough for me. I took a breather. I went up
because everyone has to remember in the very beginning when no one. Do you remember when no one knew what was going on and there was no one driving cars?
Yeah.
That's when it got fucking weird.
That's when it got weird. Dude, it was like 9/11 and no planes in the sky.
It was weird. I remember my one buddy who lived across the street, Tim, and we would sneak back and forth because you weren't supposed to be out at night.
Right.
And like all these things. And like it was before anyone started being like, these are our rights. Like there was like probably from a Friday to a Sunday where no one knew what the fuck was going on.
It was
at
actual
all.
fear and no one had their fucking opinion to spread across the planet.
Nothing was coming down the pipe of, and then you had the presidency in it. What a fucking terrible way to end the year.
What a fucking year, dude. And I can remember like moving here and in January putting up my stupid fucking Instagram post because that's what I like to do every now and then. It's like, this year's for us. 2020's for us, man. We're going to do it our way. 2 days later. Well, fuck you. You're not doing it your way.
It was scary.
You're going to do it, Mother Nature, God's way, universe's way, because she's pissed and everybody needs to stay home for a little while.
How did you mentally stay? What did you do?
I didn't.
What did you do?
Within the first 2 weeks of that shutdown, I broke out head to toe with
hives.
Yeah. And then I found out it was pityriasis rosea. So here I am, literally head to toe, swollen, covered in hives. I got fucking COVID. Like, I'm going to die. I'm never going to be able to open up my shop. My grandfather, luckily enough, was a retired physician. I'm sending him pictures. He's like, you got this. He's like, change your diet, get more sleep, and try not to be stressed. Well, dude, I'm fucking stressed no matter what. It could be, I could get $1 million. I'm still going to be stressed. So I changed everything. I changed my diet. I changed my sleeping habits, everything, all through quarantine. Down 30 pounds, rash went away, took 8 weeks. And that was
what was the rash from? Stress?
Stress.
Yeah.
Stress and lack of sleep. And I may have been waking up at 9, 10, cracking beers those first couple of weeks.
But there was nothing to do.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker. I've had my medical card for a while now too.
Yeah.
So that went into full gear as well. A lot of caffeine and THC.
The medical stuff was closed right away too, weren't they?
No, they
were open.
They still let that be open. And I don't need it in my life whatsoever, but I did have a little panic attack. I was like, damn, where am I going to get my fucking weed from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like that. And having all this time, I was like, what the fuck else am I going to do except smoke weed and fucking sit around and God, what did we went through a million TV shows. I started taking more walks. But yeah, it was that second or third week of that quarantine, dude. I was not in a good health.
And they didn't know anything what was going to go on. I remember the drinking went up, but I had quit drinking already, so I know when it's starting to be
an issue.
Yeah, where I'm like, man, you're like drinking like, because sometimes I say to my friends, like, I'm drying out this month. A bunch of my friends, or 2 of my friends, were doing dry January. And then like, I was like, man, that's so needed for you because I always tell everybody, like, if someone's like, let's drink again, I'm like, I don't want to quit drinking again.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of watch stuff. So like, when I saw what's going on, where I was just like, dude, like, we're just drinking early, we're drinking late, we're drinking playing video games. It doesn't matter when you're going to sleep. And then I was stressed out the entire time. Now, other people weren't because they were collecting unemployment, but like, I had just left the post office and they told me that if I would have quit a day after, if I would have waited a day later to quit,
24 hours,
they would have given me what I would have got my unemployment. If I would have got my unemployment from the post office, I would have just been partying. You know what I mean? But like, my worries did not go away. So it was very difficult for me to sit down here and play video games and fuck off when I was like, yo, dude, like, no one's giving you any money. I didn't get bailed out. I got what, the fucking $1,000 or whatever they sent?
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, it was like
$1,200 bucks.
Yeah, $1,200. That
per-
paid my fucking rent.
Which, yeah, I was gonna say ours was spent already when we got it.
Yeah,
It
as
was
soon as it
gone.
came in, I
Yeah.
was like, cool, I can cover almost 2 months rent.
Well, my wife, it's weird how it worked for her because she works in Jersey but lives in PA. So she hasn't worked in an office since early March. She signed up to get that New Jersey unemployment for the 3 weeks that she was off. Sorry, man.
You're all right.
So when she was off, she never got an ounce of unemployment from Jersey because she was in PA. They just pretty much swept those under the rug. And then it took me.
That's fun to do to people. Like,
dude, we were sweating.
fuck?
We're sweating because here we are, our first 2 months in this brand new construction apartment down at the Silk Mill place, which is way more than we want to be spending.
Are you there now?
Yeah.
I have a
we're
friend
there
that lives
now.
there.
Yeah, we're there now. It's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's just expensive, but now finding out that it's probably one of the nicer places in Easton right
Absolutely.
now to live in.
Yeah.
And it was a nice place to spend quarantine because we had
You have
central
the
AC.
yoga, you have the fucking,
Well, and we're so close to the trail, and I used to rip around on my skateboard all
Yep.
the time too. But it took me 10 weeks to get that PUA unemployment. Meanwhile, I'm just watching, and I had already spent quite a bit of money on the shop that I've been saving up for 6 years, which was at zero. And then I didn't want to dip into money from the house because, dude, I want to buy another house in a couple years.
Yeah.
So I was sweating. We like shut everything off. The only thing I think we had going was like cell phones and Hulu.
Yeah.
And internet access because Kate needed it for
Yeah,
work.
because you
so,
can't. You can almost not survive.
Yeah.
What do you mean you could survive? But like
Oh,
to
you can
function
definitely-
anymore,
you can definitely
it's
survive.
tough to
And-
not fucking have
And I think
Netflix and all the stupid shit.
which I probably would have read more. I'm a slow ass reader. I read
So
maybe
am
one
I.
or two
If I
books.
get into it, I'm good.
right.
Getting into it, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I have ADD.
Yeah.
I can't stay focused. I need
Rereading sentences.
Yeah. Oh god, dude, it's horrible. I could have done that, but no, man. After those first couple weeks, like figuring out that I needed to like stay inside, get that rash and everything done from me, then it was good. It was smooth sailing. It's just then when they kept adding the weeks on,
Yeah.
like now we're closed more.
Yeah.
Now
See,
we're-
that's
now
when
we're-
everyone really fucking hated Wolf.
Yeah, right. And dude, myself included, because when he came in as governor, I was working for the unemployment office, and 2 weeks later, I was laid off when that dude took over. So I already kind of had, enough of that cat.
Yeah.
So, and I don't consider myself Republican, Democrat. We're not even going to get into that. I fucking hate politics altogether. I think they're all schmoozers. But yeah, man, it was rough. And like I said, they kept adding those weeks on, and here I am, just like, you could go get curbside pickup food, or you could go and buy whatever fucking nails, bolts, and nuts you wanted at Home Depot, but you can't go and talk to a one-on-one barber who is clean,
Yeah.
who paid an astronomical amount of money to learn how to be clean. And what you're going to make me wait until June 26th?
Yeah.
Like, damn,
And
dude.
at the age that I'm at, I wasn't a fan of his just because it affected so many of my friends' businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I just met the barbershop upstairs, and then those guys were affected by it.
Yeah.
Tara next door, who owns the salon next to the barbershop, like I talked to her, and she's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
if we're just supposed to put up blankets and
Yeah.
do this shit like prohibition, like, and then it was like, and then the jujitsu school, those guys come down, they were down here today, and they're just like, we're supposed to shut our fucking business down, but you can go to fucking Lowe's.
Right.
And I went to Lowe's and Home Depot early on because my friend was doing a home project because he was home, and it was a wild fucking west,
dude,
man.
It was a shit show over there.
Because the other thing you have to remember, rewinding it back, is do you remember when they didn't have the markers on the floor? Or like, because I remember going to Giant and it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then I go over to Wegmans and I'm like, well, at least you guys have a grip on the
Yeah,
situation. But it's
Yeah.
like, but did I remember
Wegmans was
remember
the
they
only
weren't
one.
They would only let so many people in the store, and then that just stopped. Like, it's funny where they held all these small businesses to hostage, but then Wegmans is like, all right, we're only letting in 30 people at a time. And
Yeah.
then next week, they just stopped doing
just
that.
stopped doing
and I'm
it.
like, all right, so you guys could do whatever the fuck you want.
And I honestly think it's because they got tired of the altercations.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure.
no one could keep their fucking mouth shut.
I'm sure, dude.
Yeah.
You got people. I mean, I'm sure they still put up with it at this point where people are coming in. They're like, I'm not wearing a fucking mask. Fuck you.
Oh, my brother and I, we collect Matchbox cars every now and then. We run out. We'll go hit up a Walmart or something in the middle of the day when we think it's going to be dead. fucking Walmart. I will never go back there, man.
I
haven't
hate
been there in
Walmart.
years.
My mom fell there and they like fucked her out of money.
Yeah, dude.
She just wanted them. She just wanted them to play. She just wanted them to pay her she fell and like it was their fault, and she wanted to pay. She just covered my medical expenses, and then they were like, "Oh, okay." Then they're like, "Oh, we saw the footage, and a robot went through an hour before you were there, so nothing was on the floor." And then I think by the time she got an okay lawyer, and she just wasted a bunch of her time. But her back, she broke her back. And like, that's she's the problem with Walmart. Up from now on, and they don't care.
That's the problem with Walmart, because they got deep pockets.
Yeah,
they don't
can do whatever
care
the fuck
about
they want.
you. Yeah,
they stink.
Yeah, they're awful.
But it affected me. You know, once I realized that I could keep this going, and I just kept picking up sponsors, and thankful to all my sponsors who just like let it ride through that entire time.
Hell yeah, dude. They're the ones who.
Yeah, because I reached out to all of them and we're like, "Hey, man, this is what's going on." They're like, "No," and I'm like, "I'm not stopping the show." I'm like, "I'll do solo stuff down here if I have to." I'll, or like the jiu-jitsu guys didn't give a fuck. They were like, whatever, we'll be down for the podcast.
Right.
They're like, do you care? And I was like, no, let's just keep it going.
Well, I had, I only sell like one brand of pomade in the store. It's from Tip Top. It's out of Whittier, California. This dude, Dre Perales, runs it. They were great to me because I don't have any sponsorships or anything like that. But those guys, they said, if you need it on credit, we'll give it to you on credit, this, that, the other thing. So sponsors, dude, or just your overall products, like they can make and break you.
It takes people who either have started a business from the bottom, or people who like yourself, where you're saying you want to give an experience and be a part of like you like taking care of people. If you have people who aren't like that running a business, they're usually a fucking asshole to deal with.
Yeah. And those businesses won't last very long.
No.
Or they've got a million guys who work under them, and it's just a constant revolving door.
Yeah.
So,
and then they don't give a fuck. And then they're like, all right, it probably takes a year of just, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm still going to make the same amount of money. So I don't have to treat people like treat people.
Right. And that's what that getting back to like the barbering thing. That's why I think a lot of guys try to open their own shops and fail, because they see the other guy doing it and they try and run it that way. So they open up a shop, immediately they fill it with 6 barbers. Well, dude, where's your clientele? Yeah. You got no clientele to keep 6 guys busy. That's why I had a guy in the other day. He's like, you need more barbers. Like, yeah, eventually, but I'm not going to get another dude in there until I'm stressed the fuck out. Like, I got to be booked up at least a month in advance before I bring another barber on. No, because I can handle it. You know what I mean? I can handle that. That's what I do. Plus,
it's also tough when you do everything by yourself. Like, I always talk to Rips from Rips Auto Detail. He comes on the show to do the hot dog stuff, but he's a one-man show over there, doing massive, serious detailing for cars and shit. And he's like, one, it's going to be hard for me to hire somebody who has the same standards that I do. So he's like, I'm not going to hire some
best way you
schlub who is just going to, I'll pay you $10 to wipe this down or like hand me something when I need it. He's like, but I don't know who's going to give a shit about. He's been in the industry for 15 years.
Yeah, that's a tough issue. I did that for a minute too.
Who the fuck is going to have... It's going to give a shit that much.
Or have the knowledge background.
Yeah.
That dude's probably seen everything.
And then it's like, all right, so then if you bring somebody in that you're going to take under your belt and then, all right, well, I'm going to teach you everything. What does that person want at the end? Do they want to be your partner and constantly work under you and make less money? Or are they going to strive to open their own thing?
That's the other thing, dude.
So it gets tricky. Like, all right, well, you bring somebody in and you show them how to do your craft. Or if I brought a show down here and I showed them everything I'm doing, and then they
take it and run.
They just, oh, all right, I'll take what you're doing and do it over here. And I don't care that you do that, but is that worth my time?
Right.
No one did that for me.
Right. Well, that's why you got to put your own spin on things.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of buddies out in California who they've got beautiful shops. And that's what a lot of them I modeled some of my stuff after.
Yeah.
But I made it mine. I didn't verbatim take something.
Absolutely.
And just copy and paste it into my shop.
This entire podcast was based off of what Joe Rogan does.
Yeah, right.
I wanted a free-flowing format, but you can't redo what he does because that's him.
Right.
So like but it was like I didn't realize till my 3rd year how hard it actually is to have a conversation and keep it going.
Dude, it's rough.
While interviewing somebody. Yeah. I'm good at it now. Yeah. We've done over 1,000 shows.
But dude, it's a muscle that needs to be exercised.
And then it's like, if you don't develop your own concept and idea of what you want to do while you're doing it, you're just copying someone else. And then you're just going to run out of gas. And then, I don't want to do this.
And you're just going, right, exactly. And then you get nothing out of it.
And then if it's a fad, you're out.
Fad.
You know what I mean?
That's the other thing that that worries me about some of these barber shops is they're just getting on and they're building these clientele up on their back. And dude, I thought COVID may kill the barbershop.
I think it's going to get rid of a couple of them.
Oh, I think
for
so.
sure.
But I thought, dude, like when the Beatles came through and everybody grew their hair long. I mean, dude, I saw cats. No one had a haircut for months. I was worried it was going to change styles. Like, who the hell's going to want a haircut
I didn't even think of that. When a style changes.
I was getting nervous, man, because this is going to change a lot of stuff in the long run. Like we said about restaurants, restaurant game got to change. Like, when are we going to be able to sit inside and eat?
Yeah. And who's going to protect them from this happening again?
Right. So though you have to adapt and survive. Luckily, my adaptation already kind of took place because I was a one-man gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You lucked out with not having to worry about employees. Like, I have a friend who just opened, probably the same timeline as you, opened a ramen shop, had it going. He had a specific amount of time. He was going to make this much money, be out of debt, making money. He's supposed to have a house already. And then they get shut down. And then now he's got employees to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, now he has to cut back on his staff and he has to tell waitresses they can't work. And then he's like trying to just do takeout only, but then you don't need that many employees for takeout only. And
then the thing is, with
it's so
food,
fucked up.
Like with food, some good things are good for takeout. Others are not, man.
Yes.
Like others are not.
No.
Like you're going to go down to Easton and go to,
Pizza's fine, but
Pizza's great.
if you go get fries from Two Rivers,
right,
and you get it drop shipped to your house or whatever the fuck they do,
yeah,
it's gonna taste like soggy shit because there's
you need it in front of
way
you.
There's no way to transport wings. There's no way to transport even a hamburger roll.
Right.
Sometimes you get it and it's soggy because it steams everything out inside
Right.
the fucking styrofoam.
You know what we ordered a lot of though that we got delivered, which held up? Fucking Indian food, man.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of that while we were on the quarantine.
Pizza. I've been eating a lot of pizza.
Yeah, we did pizza. See, I'm on this crazy. I've been out of the loop for a while, but I was doing, and you probably know it too. Rogan did it, that carnivore diet.
Yeah,
dude, it changed my life, man.
I'm following somebody who does barbecue that just started doing that.
Oh yeah,
They started posting what they eat every day.
It's really, dude, bacon, eggs, and steak. That's all I hasn't for the last 2 weeks because of the holidays. I gave myself a 2-week gap.
Yeah, but you have to do that.
Oh, I had to. Well, I got my birthday in there too.
But if you don't, but that's the shit that if you don't do, that's the reason you stop dieting.
Right, exactly. So I give myself, I don't know, man. Every few weeks, I eat outside of that realm of I put a carb in my system.
You have to.
So,
you have the best restaurants. What's your favorite place to eat in Easton?
Wow, dude, I gotta say, Sette Luna is okay.
Yeah, I like Sette Luna.
Pizza's good there. Honestly, what our style lately has been this little pizza shop. I think it's up Northampton called Casa de Franco. Dude, their food is banging for a little tiny pizza shop. But we like sushi from Sogo.
Yeah,
Sogo's.
Did you get into Stoke at all?
We went to Stoke a couple times.
Yeah.
Last year around Christmas time, it was a shit show. It was going wild.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've been to Stoke since they first opened when my brother was still living downtown.
He's got great food there.
I like that spot because they're part of.
It's a cool vibe. It's like a city vibe.
Yeah, and I also like
Brooklyn, New York style.
I like what's that place down in Spring Garden that Stoke's part of? They do the red and white pizza downstairs.
Oh yeah, they bought Colonial. That's been around for forever.
Yeah, Colonial. I mean, that's where I was when I found out Kobe Bryant died. I'll never forget that. And we get their red and white pizza is so good there. But
my parents went there when they were kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's been there forever. We haven't been back there so much. They did some weird stuff with I don't know, somebody
I saw that. I saw that. I saw that online.
It'll blow over. Once it blows over, we'll start going back.
Yeah,
there.
Separatist gets. You can order that pizza from, and then they deliver it.
You can,
because it's right down the street.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Oh, that's a game changer too.
Yeah,
that's a way to get around.
I loved Black and Blue when it was originally Black and Blue.
That's not a bad spot. We were up there.
Were you there when it was originally Black and Blue before it got changed hands? Because it's in new ownership. The original lady who owned it was also a part of. Because they used to call it the Bermuda Triangle, and it was.
That's right.
It was Two Rivers. What's the one down there with the mugs? Porters,
Porters.
and then it was Black and Blue. And the lady who ran Black and Blue originally, like that's where that whole vibe came from, where it was dark and kind of Halloween-y, and they had the fucking
nice.
the antique chairs over by the fireplace, and the bartenders were fucking rad, and it was literally my favorite place to go. And I went we go once a week. I went there for my birthday.
Damn, really?
And then they shut down, and then the new owners, and then I actually applied for a job there, and I wasn't fond of the gentleman who interviewed me, and that's about all. I'll get into that.
I'm not sure. We were there a couple times, but it was for when they
it's different.
First opened up like outdoor seating in the beginning of spring. I don't know, man. I just like to go. If I'm gonna go and eat, like I want to go in and eat. Like we really haven't had that kind of experience in well over a year now. Yeah. So we'll get there again.
I guess on the 4th, it's opening back up.
Today?
Union and Finch. Is today the 4th?
Today's the 4th.
Yeah. So I know Union and Finch. I'm going to have them back on. They struggled through this whole thing. Like it's fucked up.
Them? Why do I know their name? Is that a distillery?
No, it's a bar, and I've had them on the podcast, and they have fucking fantastic food there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cool place. They have a whole outside setup now.
Oh, right on.
But like you could see they had to keep, but it's crazy because they're like, oh, outside eating, that's fucking winter.
Yeah.
What are we doing? So they had to put up like heat lamps, but then you know
that diner, that 248.
248. Yeah, they just put a tent and closed tent.
Heated tent outside. It says it on their bill. We got heated tent. Come on in.
The same fucking thing as outside.
Yeah,
I don't know. I went out to eat a couple times, and it wasn't the same. They have like salt, pepper packets. They have ketchup packets. Limited shit on the menu. Like it's see
that. I mean, the reason why you go out.
Is the
experience, right? Just like coming to the barbershop, like, and you can't get that type of people waiting on you experience right now. It's just not.
No.
Like if your waiter has to come over to you and they're in a fucking hazmat suit,
it's awful.
It's time to go home and cook your own food.
But like that's the thing that sucks is because like I want to go get my head fucking shaved and my face cleaned up, and then it's just like, well, if I can't have the full fucking experience, why the fuck, And
right. And I got a lot of people like that.
It's fucking people's businesses.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I haven't done a fucking hot towel wet shave in over a year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shaky as hell when I start doing that again.
And that's crazy because that's a big part of what you're doing as like an add-on, isn't it?
I probably get 2 or 3 guys pop in a week who want a shave or some type of beard trim. And we can do it, but I'm not comfortable doing it because I got to put on a mask and goggles. Like, do you really want me leaning over you, like I said, in a hazmat suit?
And then you got to wear contacts because if you're not wearing contacts and you're wearing a mask, you can't fucking see.
Right. Well, I've been sweating it out with these glasses.
It's terrible.
I had to buy brand new glasses to get through this thing because the other ones kept falling off my face with a mask on.
Oh my God.
And then
that's all the shit nobody thinks about.
Well, dude, and then the first week I thought I got COVID because by the 3-4 days in, wearing that mask, breathing in your own O2, which I'm totally fine wearing the mask. I will do it until I'm asked not to. But that shit dries you out.
Yeah.
Like I was dried out by the end of the week. And then I'm realizing all that I was getting dehydrated as well. So I'm fatigued at the end of my day. I'm fatigued at the end of my day. My fucking throat hurts. My nose is dry. And I'm like, I have fucking COVID. And my wife's like, calm down, drink some water, have a little salt, and you'll be fine. And I was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was also the weird thing because you didn't know what COVID was.
Right, man. We didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in June. Even in June, we still didn't know anything. Shit, dude, I don't even know.
Don't know now.
I was going to say, we don't even know anything now. But at least we're on a roadmap to get us there. Like I said, I'll probably be wearing the mask in the shop for quite a while still. And I'm hoping my customers will do a solid too. I think some guys, they don't care. They'll wear it no matter what, just so they can get that damn haircut.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But dude, we're on the right track. We're good. I'm trying not to be as stressed out with it, but dude, you own your own business. It's hard not to be.
Yeah. And like, I'll start wrapping it up because I don't want to keep you here all day, but like that was one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on is because I saw that your business was still going and that like, from seeing it before COVID and seeing that it was and I believe you give an authentic service. And I feel like there's people who don't or try to mimic it and they might not have the resources, but after seeing your shop and everything, I can tell you put your time in and like it shows in how even you talking about it.
Well, it's my livelihood, dude. I mean, that's what's going to support me and my wife. I mean, we don't have a family. It's just the two of us, but I want to make sure that we're comfortable for a long time. And I really would like to make a nice impact on Easton. And I just want to take care of everybody.
I think you're on your way to doing it. I think
so.
that the shop's going to grow. It's going to be exciting to see where it goes.
I'm excited to see it morph. And see what it's going to end up. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for everything you're doing. I think you're a solid add-in to what's going on in Easton. I think that you're going to grow as much as Easton has. And I want to just give you the opportunity to tell everybody where they can find your shop, where they can find your social media, and how to get a hold of you the best way to book an appointment.
Okay. Well, it's the Keystone Barber Shop. I'm sole owner, sole barber. You can book all of your appointments right online. It takes 2 seconds, no username or password. thekeystonebarbershop.com. And like I said, man, I'll be there Tuesday through Saturday, every day, cutting it up. I can only do appointments right now. But yeah, just get scheduled. Give me a try. I guarantee you try me once, you'll come back. And I do kids, all walks of life, all shapes and sizes. We are a judgment-free zone. So, and they can find me on, my Instagram is just under my name. It's under Nate_Storck, STORCK.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate it, dude.
Of course, man. You're welcome to come on anytime.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of shows where we just kind of hang out and smoke or drink and just fucking bullshit. So
I'm totally down with that. Yeah.
I'll pair you up with somebody solid, and those are my favorite shows because there's no interviewing.
I would love to be in here with Chris from
Penn State.
From
yeah.
Penn State.
Well, he wants to come on, and when I talk to him, I'm going to book him again. So maybe I'll bring him on with you, but he wants to start because he was like, "What if I interviewed somebody?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll let you interview." I said, "I'll run the board."
Yeah.
I was like, "Find somebody interesting," because if he wants to grab some old heads or some people that are like deep, like I can't give. Like it would be such a better interview coming from Chris because he's lived in that era and that time. And I'm like, dude, if you can find somebody that like you really want to fucking interview that you think it'll be a good show, I'm like, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to do a Penn State podcast. I'd let him do it whenever he wants.
Yeah, I haven't seen Chris in like 25 years. It'd be awesome to catch up with him. So
awesome, man. If anybody's listening to this for the first time, you can check everything out on neveragainstudio.com. That has the apparel, it has the YouTube, it has everything Never Again in one spot, and that's neveragainstudio.com. You can subscribe and like to the stuff on YouTube. The YouTube account's growing, but it's growing very slowly, but I appreciate all of it.
Slow and steady.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year. I got a lot of stuff planned. Sorry for the delay. What happened at the end of December, that was stuff out of my control. So I'm going to be giving you guys extra shows all January to make up for it. So thank you again for coming on. Thanks, I appreciate it. I don't know how to ever fucking end these. It's so stupid. I was getting good at it and then fucking stopped doing it.